Hi everyone, and welcome back to HappinessSparkles, and I'm out on my back deck today. I wanted to get on today and do this tag video. I was tagged by the lovely Chantel Tiffany, and she created this tag. And it's her first tag, and I know what that feels like when you create your first tag, how exciting it is. And I wanted to do this one, even though lately I have not been consistent with my videos, and I apologize for that, but that's just life. And so I chose five fragrances out of my collection. I could have chosen more, but I thought, no, I'm going to narrow it down to five fragrances that have like a really special meaning to me. Anyway, before I get into that, I just want to talk a little bit about Chantel. And Chantel is this beautiful, gorgeous young lady who lives in England, and I don't know how I found her, but I found her among other amazing gems. There's a bunch of us on here that just adore getting together, making comments on each other's videos, and it's just a really nice little community. So so anyway, I'm gonna start off my video today with an oldie but a goodie. It's not well known in the fragrance community. It's a super cheap fragrance. It's one I started using several years ago, and I have replaced the bottles numerous times, but unfortunately it is discontinued. And you know how we feel about those discontinued fragrances. So it is none other than Celine Dion Sensational. Oh, this is sweet and fruity, and I'll try not to spray it in my face because you know I'm really well known for that. So, and the sprayer on this one does not work well. But this is under $20, and you can still find it, but it's harder to find. It's a very uncomplicated, soapy, fruity fragrance that doesn't last a long time. It opens with a burst of frozen pear. So to me it doesn't smell like frozen pear, because to me anything frozen doesn't really have a smell, but this opens with a fresh, juicy pear. For me, this fragrance depicts the beginning of summer for me. It makes me happy when I smell it in the wintertime. I smell this in the wintertime sometimes just because it reminds me of the end of spring, and we're just hitting summer, and you know you've just come in from a hot day sitting in the sun on your patio, and you're just hot and sweaty, and you get into the shower, and then you get out of the shower and you spritz this on, and this is what it reminds me of. It just reminds me of that fresh shower after you've been outside in the sun all day. This fragrance actually was launched in 2008, and I've probably been wearing it for the past 10 years. And it, as I say, the top notes are pear, apple, plum, and then there's a little bit of freesia, jasmine, lily of the valley, and then it dries down to a very soft vanilla. But to me, it just smells like fresh picked berries and that soapy out of the shower feel. So that's my first one, and that reminds me of the beginning of summer. And this is Celine Dion Sensational, a Penhaligons, and it is none other than Elena. And this one is just a flower bomb explosion. And I'm going to read you what the notes are in it and what it reminds me of. It's got violet leaf, so it's got that green, that really nice green violet leaf just to when you first spritz it. Right back in my face. Oh my gosh. This is incredible. And when I first got it, I thought, it's nice, but it's not wonderful. And then the next time I wore it, I thought, I'm getting to like it even more. And as time went on, I ended up loving this fragrance so much. And it's got, it's an oldie but a goodie. It doesn't really have a real old vintage smell to it, in my opinion. It just smells like a flower bomb. And it's got the violet leaf, mandarin orange, so you've got that real spritz of fresh fruit. And then the gardenia, the tuberose, the jasmine, the rose. And then interesting in the bottom notes, which I was really surprised about, is plum. Plum and vanilla in the bottom notes. So normally the fruit would be more on the top, but they put fruit in the bottom. They put plum in the bottom notes of this. And it's just breathtaking. This reminds me of the summer days when, and I hope we can do this again soon. This reminds me of summer days with my husband going out for lunch and sitting on the patio of a beautiful restaurant just on the lake, just down near the beach on the lake. There's a few in the town just over from us. There's a few really nice little kind of beachfront, and that's Lake Ontario. That's not the sea beach, that's the Lake Ontario. And there's a few little restaurants there, and they're just, they have this outdoor patio, and you're just kind of, you can see the yachts coming into the harbor, and you're just sitting there having a nice lunch, and this is what this reminds me of, and it's just absolutely stunning. I'm so glad that I have this in my collection. I really, really adore this fragrance. So that's the second one, and it reminds me of lunch out with hubby in the summer on a patio. Next, it wouldn't be a summer fragrance video without a beachy one, and it's Terra Cotta by Guerlain. This is a fairly new fragrance in my collection. So I haven't had a lot of experience with being on the beach with it yet, but this is what it reminds me of. It reminds me of going to a tropical island somewhere, Cuba, Jamaica, Dominica, even, in Europe, if you went to Spain or Portugal or somewhere like that. This reminds me, when I spray this, that's what it reminds me of. Going to the beach, and just relaxing, the smell of the sea breeze, suntan lotion on your body. This got that suntan-y vibe to it. And as you can see, I've used up this bottle almost. Like this, I bought this last summer, and I've used it up. And I will admit, I have used this in the winter time when I was so sick and tired of the winter and the snow. All I wanted to do was close my eyes and smell summer breezes, the sea, ocean air, and smell like this. What more could you want? So Terra Cotta by Guerlain is a limited edition fragrance and very sought after, and I can get it here so easily in Canada. It's very affordable. It's under $100 Canadian dollars. Like it's like if you're in the US, it's probably about $80 for 100 ml bottle of it says Terra Cotta La Parfum, but it is actually Eau de Toilette, so I'm not really sure why they call it La Parfum. So, but it is a EDT. Doesn't last a long time, maybe 4 hours. and in the heat, you know, you need to really, really spray this. Hence the reason why I've gone through the bottle. But yeah, it is very, very easily found here in Canada. And I think it's quite easily found in the UK, but in the United States, for some reason, it is hard to find. But yeah, this fragrance is just stunning, and it reminds me of being on the continent, sitting on a beach, and I can't wait to do that again. So this is Terra Cotta by Guerlain. So the fourth one on my list is none other than KALE Citrus. This was lovingly sent to me along with other fragrances from my lovely friend down in the United States, and her name is Layla. And Layla sent this to me. This was a full bottle when I got it. It's so good. I don't normally go for citrus fragrances, and I think this is actually the only citrus fragrance in my collection, because although I have fruity fragrances and I have the Celine Dion one and it's fruity and summery, I don't have a lot that just have that fresh burst of juicy citrus. And this one opens with is sparkling like champagne. It sparkles with bergamot, grapefruit, rhubarb, black currants, pink pepper, and then there's an accord of rose damaskine from Bulgaria. And the dry down on this is so beautiful. It has tonka bean, musk, and it dries down, and then oak moss, and it dries down to a lovely kind of a sweetness that warms up on your skin after maybe half an hour or so. But it's a very unique and interesting fragrance. Unfortunately, it does not last long. Now, this fragrance actually reminds me just hanging out on the deck with Nora, because I've been using this. She reaches for this bottle all the time, and it's funny because I don't know, there's something about this fragrance, she loves this. And this and Insolence by Guerlain is another one that she loves. And I don't know if it's the bottle or what it is, but she reaches for this little bottle all the time. Now there's the other one, which Layla also sent me, and it's musk. And she doesn't reach for that one. So, I mean, they're both the same bottles, but she reaches for this one. And this reminds me of Nora and I out here sitting, drinking our lemonade, her playing on her little play set, and it's just a nice fresh summer. You just spritz it on all the time, so I need to get a full bottle. I don't know if I will buy a full bottle. I really am tempted, but it's so expensive for what it is. It barely lasts 2 hours on me. I mean, 2 hours and it's gone. Even stays very close to the skin. But it's just really, really gorgeous. I can't speak enough about this. And that is my fourth fragrance, and that's Nora, and that reminds me of Nora. Fifth and last, but not least, it would not be a summer video without my absolutely amazing Elizabethan rose, which, by the way, I am wearing this fragrance today. Look at that bottle. Now, I haven't gone down that much. I did decant it, and I did send it to a couple of my beautiful friends here in the fragrance community when I was sending out little packages, and I did decant a couple of bits of it. But I have been using it a lot, and I am wearing it today, so I can spritz it on again. I'll do an Ange. Oh, it smells so good. What does this remind me of? Oh, what does it remind me of? This, you know what this reminds me of. This reminds me of an English garden. You're walking through the garden. You can smell the fresh rose. You can smell the stems. You can smell the rain that has just rained. this is what I can smell. This is my interpretation of this fragrance. Now, other people feel very similar in what they smell in this. This is a fresh cut rose. It's not red in my imagination and in my realm of what this smells like. It's a very, very dark, deep pink rose. And it's just fresh. It has also hints of hazelnut leaf in there. The stems of the roses, you can smell the green stems of the roses. Right off the top, the burst off the top, that first spritz that you get, excuse me, just had lunch. It's tangerine, almond, and you do get a very fleeting, just a hint of cinnamon. And that's just straight off the top. And then it turns into just a rose bomb. There is May rose in this. There is rose oil. There is a rose. There is red lily. Then there's plum, blackcurrant. Then on the dry down, you get that musk, violet, and woody notes in the bottom. This has got quite a few delicious notes in it, and it's just so stunning, and I will never ever be without this. I will have this in my collection forever. It would be my #1 signature fragrance for the summer. You hear the seagulls. It's an overcast day, but it's really hot. It's about 30 degrees on my deck. But yeah, that is my last but not least fragrance. That is 5 fragrances. I was so honored and so touched to be able to do this video. I want to thank Chantel again, and who am I going to tag? I think she's tagged just about everyone. But if you are not tagged, please do this tag. Don't forget to give Chantel credit for doing the tag and link her channel as well as mine. And I would just love to see what you have to say and what your summer favorites are. So yeah, so that's it. I want to thank you again for watching. I'm wearing my hair up today because the hairdressers are still not open. I did trim my hair and I did color my hair. And I trimmed the bangs a little bit this week. I am a retired hairstylist, so I can kind of, do it. It's not easy to cut your own hair, whether you're a professional or not. But it's getting long, as you can see, and I can't wait to get to the hairdressers to get my hair cut and get back to some kind of normality. Here in Ontario, Canada, the shops and malls and stores are now opening up. That's the second phase, I guess, or the first phase, and then the second phase will be in a few weeks, will be the hairdressers, estheticians, and that sort of thing. So I'll be looking forward to hearing from my hairstylist with an appointment. So anyway, ladies and guys, if you're watching, thank you so much for popping in, and thank you again, Chantel, for tagging me. So please, everyone, feel free to do this tag and pass on the love to Chantel. Thank you again, and as I always say, or I try to always remember to say, don't let anyone ever dull your sparkle.